Walsh. You are listening to a very special out and about summertime episode of The Signal. We've got musical guests, we've got some politicians, we've got some randos on the street to talk to. It's going to be a great summer check-in show, as we're calling it. We like to dart around in places and just talk to people, summertime, because you know what? It's what you do summertime. So we've got Ian, so the noodling there, Ian Foster, of course, and Nancy Hines. How are you guys doing?
Great. Thank you. How's it going?
Doing great.
All right, so let me see. Thanks for the noodling.
Of course. That might be, I'll call that song, The Noodling. Maybe that's the name.
I love that. You can put like my initials by it or something.
Well, it'll be a co-write, obviously.
Yeah, of course, right? And then when like, I don't know, some big fancy company picks it up for TikTok money. Is there TikTok money these days?
I have no idea. I'm hoping there's such thing as TikTok money, but
we need to look after the show. You and I need to sit down and figure this stuff out. All right, so tell us now, how's summer going?
It's going great so far. Yeah, lots of shows. I just released this record called Nerve in June, which was a wonderful release at Bannerman Brewery. So we've been doing a bunch of shows around that, and also been doing a bunch of Ian and Nancy concerts. Yeah.
How's the other half of the Nancy to the Ian side going there, Nancy?
I'm doing great. Also having a great summer. Looking forward to some upcoming shows. We've got a few behind us now so far this summer because we're into August, but doing good. Enjoying the sun.
Sun is nice. Like, I don't know, when the summer started, on the Avalon anyways, like moving towards June and the wetness of it, but then the sun came out and it kind of stayed. Do you have your sunscreen on?
I certainly do, obviously.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, look at us. We need sunscreen, Adam, you and I.
We do. And yes. I will remind folks, in case, so we were out and about on the road last week. We were in Twillingate, and it was another hot day, sunny day, and one of the guests said, I looked like mayonnaise when we were talking about the fact that I needed sunscreen. And I've not been called mayonnaise before, but if you've met me, you're probably like, yeah, mayonnaise.
Can I just say, I like that as you said that, you started to turn the mic towards us as if it's like, so do you have a better one than mayonnaise? You know?
Bag of
milk. I
okay.
like it.
Yeah, okay.
You know, it's two pale people here. Like, I think you can, well, for yourself, you can understand some of the comments being directed my way.
Well, I haven't been called mayonnaise yet, but, hashtag goals.
Right? Hashtag goals. One time when I was in the reserves years ago, we all shaved our heads for summer training. And do you remember the movie Powder?
Yes.
So that was my nickname for that whole summer.
Oh my God. I briefly had that too. This is a fine pairing we've got going today.
So let me see. We're gonna hang out, talk about more stuff for gigs and just summer stuff, and you've got some music in store for us. So I'll get you to sit tight, and I'll be back in a minute. And thanks for doing this.
Sounds great, man. Thanks for having us.
Happy to be here.
All right, I'm Adam Walsh. You're listening to The Signal. Let me, speaking of musicians, we're going to bring another one in. Selena Boland's hanging out. Come on over. Let me see. Where am I standing to for this? What are you at?
I'm hanging out in the sunlight.
Hanging out in the sunlight?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do you like the sun?
I do. That's why I'm in Newfoundland.
And there's John Pike had a good laugh at that one. Yeah, there's a little joke, you come for the weather, stay for the shopping. Now, look, the weather and I think shopping have improved over the years in a little bit. So, what have you been up to all summer?
Playing shows. Just got back from Toronto, Montreal, and playing more shows here, and just released a CD.
Congrats! So we played a track from it yesterday, right? So talk to us about the CD and talk to us about just what went into it.
So this is my 6th album. It's called Take My Heart and Run, and it was recorded by Claire Follett. She also played bass on it, did vocal production, also produced by Christian Johansson, mastered by Robert Kelly. I had some amazing instrumentalists on it. I had Gina Burgess featured on one of the songs playing violin, and also Rosemary Lawton. And my friend Dro Cardoso out in Montreal plays guitar on this. So I had a lot of people on this CD. I also released it as an old-fashioned release. So you can only get it at Fred's Records, O'Brien's, the Battery Cafe, and all my live shows. You can't get it online.
This is very cool. I like the old-fashioned release. And speaking of O'Brien's, we're so if anyone's wondering where you're listening to us to, because I said we're on the Pedestrian Mall, right? But we are just outside of O'Brien's Music. So if you're walking through during this lunch hour, do come over and say hi to us because it's a gorgeous day to be in downtown St. John's, having a chat with people, listening to some music, talking to musicians, talking to other folks. Like I said, some randos from the street at some point through the show, because who doesn't like talking to random people through the run of a day? You've been to Montreal, Toronto, here. What's the difference with the gigging that you've been up to recently?
What's the difference?
Yeah, like for crowds and everything else.
Honestly, because it's summertime, it's been packed everywhere. Like playing here in Newfoundland, everything, like every show has been packed. And same thing with Toronto, Montreal, just everybody's out. They just want to listen to good music, and hopefully I can provide it. But like everybody just wants to listen to music right now. So it's fun. So it's like everybody goes out to festivals and concerts and shows, especially when you've got weather that's this sunny and hot. So it's been amazing. Yeah, I love it.
And what are you doing for downtime? Like, what are some of the summer things that you're up to?
Bonfires on the beach, lots of hiking on the coast. I told myself I really wanted to spend the majority of this summer here in Newfoundland just so I could do these things. Lots of nice outdoor stuff, camping, hiking, bonfires.
It is such a sweet spot because like there's a lot of times when you push it, and there's lots of good winter activities too. But like then you're pushing to that, especially around St. John's, that spot where it's like just get me to whatever spring might be. But then once the summer finally hits, it's just such a nice window of activity for everyone, and just to get out from any type of music festival on the go. There's always lots of fun stuff to be at. So it's super enjoyable. What then for you? Summer fun, enjoying it here.
Yep.
As you look ahead, what else is coming up?
I post all my shows online on my Facebook and Instagram, Selena Boland. I've got my next one coming up now is at the Theatre Hill Cafe this coming Wednesday night. It's August the 14th at 9 o'clock p.m. The Majestic new cafe over there. That is a fantastic venue. I absolutely love it. So that's where I'm playing next.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. And let me see, Music in L Week, and there's the NOM. Congratulations on the NOM. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I was nominated for Alternative Artist of the Year award, so I was really thankful for that. What can I say?
Yeah.
Thank you again, Music in L, for another nomination. Super happy.
Are you going to be around for Music Week, or are you going to be gone then?
I will definitely be around and definitely playing. Can't tell you where yet, but I will put it online.
Yeah, exactly. There's plans in the works anyways, which we can't talk about. But it's so cool to, like, for all the working musicians here in town, for folks to stop in, have this chat, updates on the CD, and remind folks again before I let you go where to get it.
Fred's Records, the Battery Cafe, O'Brien's, and all of my live performances. And eventually, maybe next year, you'll be able to get it online. I'm not sure yet. Right now, this is an old-fashioned release.
Super cool. What are you doing for the rest of the day?
Hanging out here with you.
All right, hang out, and I'll dip back in and enjoy the show. Thanks, Selena. Much appreciated.
Thank you so much.
All right, folks, that was Selena Boland there. Just talking about her music, new CD, also talking about the Music NL nomination. And before I go to my next guest, I do want to dart back over to Ian and Nancy here. Music NL, noms, right?
Yeah. Album of the year and classical recording of the year, which is very, very cool.
Congrats.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah. I was just like, oh my gosh, I started to talk and we didn't even, so I just wanted to...
We've got the hour. We've got the hour.
In and out, right?
Yeah, in and out, yeah.
This is good. All right, thank you for that. All right, so now, as you're listening to Signal live in the Pedestrian Mall, just outside of O'Brien's Music, and also apparently there's a pizza shop going in next door because we're talking to some folks. So if you want pizza downtown, like in this part of downtown, be prepared. But also if you want French food, Jennifer Laplage is here. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great. You were on the show a little while ago, and we're all talking about BB's opening, and now it's open.
It's open. I am so excited. It's going so well, and honestly, a great reception from the community, so it's really heartwarming to see.
Remind folks what your spot's all about.
So it's a bistro. So we're doing like a 1930 French vibe, and of course, with almost everything, we do it all ourselves from scratch, as you would do in France.
Yeah. Give us what's on the menu this week. I've been looking. It looks fantastic, by the way.
Thank you. So we're doing open-faced tartines on sourdough. We have great salads. The tomato confit on a bed of ricotta that's served with sourdough that you can scoop up is going excellent. We've also just added the croque monsieur and the Paris-Brest. The dessert is divine.
Tell people what a croque monsieur is.
A croque monsieur, so it's kind of like a ham and cheese, but of course the French always add a twist to it, and we do it with Gruyere, nice ham, jambon, and then of course it's covered in bechamel.
Bechamel.
Bechamel, a white sauce. It is delicious, divine.
Yeah, like I could pretty much drink bechamel all summer, to be honest. It is so good.
Unctuous, right? Unctuous. It is absolutely delicious, and everyone is really enjoying it. So now we're trying for next week to bring out a sandwich on brie that's done with ham. On brioche, a sandwich that's done with ham, brie, and apple. I think it's going to be, with caramelized onions, it's going to be so good.
So when you open the doors on day one, like this isn't your first business, but still, downtown St. John's, French Bistro, to open those doors, what was that like for you and the staff, like in the feeling around all that?
I was not expecting to be welcomed as much as I have been. From Adelaide's to Blue on Water to the people that live, they've all been so good and helping me just to figure out certain things or lift some things that are too heavy. They've been extremely supportive and coming over and saying hi and just always being there if I need anything.
And so like that's a bit of a family description there for the downtown business environment. It's summertime, there's a pedestrian mall on the go. What do you think about the vibe down here for a business operator such as yourself?
It's so nice to see, the pedestrian street and people walking and enjoying. In everywhere, of course, I think almost in Canada or into Europe, there's always pedestrian streets, and it's really what brings people together and the opportunity to walk by, see, and try new things.
Yeah. What's on the menu for the rest of your day when you're operating a business downtown? You're probably flat out and run ragged.
Oh my goodness, I think I've done 5 stops so far this morning. I still have another 2 stops this afternoon. Just making sure everything is running smoothly, everyone has what they need to be able to perform at the best of their ability, and that's why you do it. You love to see all that come together and the craziness and see people enjoy. So I have to do everything on the back end to ensure that happens.
All right, well, I'll just say merci beaucoup and good luck with everything.
Avec plaisir, à bientôt.
À bientôt. All right, Jennifer Lepage there, BB's Bistro, new spot in downtown St. John's. It's so great to check in with folks, right? Small business stories, summer food stories. That's the type of thing that we're getting here today on the Pedestrian Mall. Hello. What are you at?
Hey, it's good to see you, buddy.
What are you guys doing in town?
We're just visiting some friends and family. Moved home from Europe, and now working our way back to Newfoundland. Hopefully, bringing some offshore wind is the plan.
Yeah. So was it? Was it the Netherlands?
Netherlands. Yeah. Violet speaks fluent Dutch now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can you say something in Dutch for me? I won't know what it is, but if you could, I'd love it.
Ik spreek Engels.
Ik spreek Engels. What does that mean?
I speak English.
That's really good. Amazing. What's it like being back in St. John's after being over? And you guys is it Halifax now, or where are you guys now?
St. Andrews by the Sea, New Brunswick.
Oh, New Brunswick, right?
It feels amazing. I love how just Newfoundland people are so nice, and it's just great to be home.
Yeah. What's the best part about being home then so far?
Probably the food and my friends.
Okay. What kind? All right. So friends, I can imagine. What kind of food have we been having so far?
About sushi.
Really?
Sun sushi. Sun sushi.
Sun sushi. Yeah, it's your favorite. What's your favorite type of sushi at Sun Sushi?
Probably avocado roll.
Ooh, I love a good avocado roll. Right? It is like the, I don't know, the creaminess and the fattiness of it.
And I also like the ice cream too.
What kind of ice cream?
Chocolate.
There you go. See, right? There you go. Right, avocado rolls and chocolate ice cream. There are far worse ways to spend the summer. What's the plan for the fam for the rest of the day? Walking around?
We're going to walk around, hang out. Then we're going to go Bay Roberts area, some more family, and we'll start our drive back tomorrow.
Yeah, nice to see you guys. Yeah, and just thoughts. What are your thoughts on the Pedestrian Mall, by the way? I'm just curious.
Oh, it's long overdue.
Yeah.
More should be open till at least November.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for that. Enjoy.
And this is our dog Rosie.
Hi, Rosie. So the dog is now. What kind of dog is Rosie?
She's a beagle, and she was the runt of the litter.
Okay, excellent. There we go. Yeah, Pike. So John Pike's operating a TV camera to get some shots there of Rosie. Thanks there, Pike. All right, guys, good to see you. Well, and yeah, great. Here, well, I could shake with this one. There we go. See you now. Bye. Nice to meet you. See you later. All right, a couple of handshakes there. Beyond the Pedestrian Mall, summertime. Bit of music playing, people walking by, saying hi to folks. It's not a bad thing to be at.
It's totally true. It's great to be out here. This is like one of the 5 good weeks of weather we have, Adam. We got to soak it all up, man.
And when you're not doing this, what's the fun side of what are you at for fun and enjoyment?
What are we at for fun enjoyment? We're taking many videos of our cats,
That's amazing.
but mostly just going for outdoor swims. It's such a short season to swim in our outdoor bodies of water because it's so cold. Just enjoying the weather, really.
I went for a swim in the pond that smells like broccoli on Signal Hill.
We did
That's
that too.
where we've
been
been.
swimming up there, yeah.
And I've been waiting. I can't remember if we've had an update on what the broccoli is or not. I know the morning show and Daryl Roberts put on top of it, but it was one of those things where I was like, maybe I don't want to know.
Yeah, you said broccoli, right?
Yeah, apparently that's what people said.
I feel like
I just thought it was weird.
I thought that's a generous description of the scent, I would say.
Maybe warm broccoli towards the end of its shelf life. Is that a little bit more?
Yes,
Correct.
definitely.
If you don't mind swimming with ducks, it's a great place to go.
That's also why I don't swim in, like I run around Kitty Vidi all the time, but I've always, like, I remember someone was in town like, do you swim in Kitty Vidi? I'm like, absolutely not. Like, it's because I see far too many birds using it as facilities.
Yes, exactly. I think this is the rare form of duck poo broccoli, actually. I think is probably the type of broccoli. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, I'll be back this week. That wasn't in our pre-chat notes for the chat. Hello.
My friend,
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Get us to tell you where you walked across from and introduce yourself.
I walked across from Anderson's Butcher and Takeaway.
Yeah. How's stuff going in Anderson's?
Great, man. Yeah, we're super blessed. Lots of business, lots of great customers, lots of good people. Our staff are incredible, and yeah, it's great.
So, like, how long have you guys been open at Anderson's? Because I remember seeing, I follow you guys on social media and stuff. I remember watching. It feels like, I don't know, it's a year and a half. Am I wrong?
You got it, man. Yeah. So February 2023.
Yeah. All right. So what's the difference from when you first opened up until like how things are going now? Like, what have you been learning, and how's the flow of everything?
Oh, learning lots. Learning lots about what the customers want.
Yeah.
Learning lots about like myself and people management.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
No, but learning lots, man. It's a great city to be in. We're working with like local purveyors in Atlantic Canada to try to source like the best products that we can. The community has been a huge support. They've been showing up and letting us know what they like, letting us know what they don't like, and we've been taking that and running with it.
Yeah, give folks an idea of just like, what's on the menu and what some of this is, because you're like, okay, Butcher, Anderson's Takeaway, you got a big range of stuff in there, and there's some like stuff that you kind of can't get in other places either, right? So tell folks what it is.
Yeah, so we're like a whole animal butcher shop, which means that we try to source the entire animal and use all the animal. It's more sustainable, more ethical kind of products that you might not find elsewhere. So we just offer a full range of steaks and sausages, cuts that, again, you might not see elsewhere.
Give us an example then.
Skirt steak, flat iron steak, we could do bavette, we do culotte, hanger steak, we got offal as well, so we got some liver, things like that, but we also got the middles, so like the quintessential cuts, so strip loins, T-bones, ribeyes, bone-in ribs. All the meat is pastured from smaller family farms. It's handled humanely and ethically, and we support small farms. We pay a little bit of a premium, and so do the customers, but we're here for that, and they're here for that too.
So like, I love me a good skirt steak, right? Summertime, cut against the grain, maybe a little bit of mustard over that or something. Like that's what, like the flavor of it is just so good.
It is.
What do you like for the outside of the middle, like for the other, the end bits and bobs? What's some of your favorites?
So love a skirt steak, love a flat iron, love a hanger. Definitely into some of the like ranch steaks and stuff like that. Those are a little bit different. Kind of like I've had the whole thing, so I kind of go outside of the box sometimes just to keep myself stimulated. But yeah, skirt steak with some chimichurri, flat iron steak with frites, nice aioli. We can do picanha, which is another one that I love very much. Petite tender or terrace major is another cut that I love. Baseball steak, kind of like a sweet spot for that.
What's
one.
a baseball steak?
It's a top sirloin medallion.
Yeah. Oh, right on. Yeah.
So we seam it out, take all the fascia, all the silver skin, all the heavy fat, and cut it into little medallions.
Yeah.
The French call it a faux filet.
Ooh, yeah, faux filet. Oh, ooh la la.
Ooh la la, oui, c'est bon.
Jennifer LaPlage, she's gonna come back down from BB's and smack us down in a second. She's like, I was listening to you,
Yeah,
Bob.
exactly.
And like, you can. So, for like duck fat, that other types of stuff? Do you have that kind of stuff there too?
We do get it occasionally. It's a little harder to source. Again, there's not really many people rearing ducks here.
Yeah.
So if we do get it, it usually comes from Quebec. But we do tallow. So in our fryer upstairs, we got
for chips,
takeaway.
right?
Yeah, you got it, man. We got fries. burgers upstairs, chicken sandwiches, all that good stuff. And we use the tallow in the fryer to cook the fries, but we also sell it sometimes. We try to use everything, waste nothing.
Yeah, because I remember there's for beef tallow for fries, there's a whole thing about the fast food chain globally that people know used to do it back in the day.
100%.
And then the fries, the flavor changed when they went to vegetable oil, right?
100%. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, no, we do that. And funny that you say that because a lot of folks say exactly that. This reminds me of this time when I had it from this spot.
When I was a kid.
Yes.
Back in the 80s.
Yes, the red and yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to let you go. Thanks for popping over from Anderson's. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Good luck with continued business now.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Cheers.
All right, folks, we're live on the Pedestrian Mall. I'm Adam Walsh. This is The Signal. I think it's getting towards the part of the show because I did promise you some. Hi, how you doing?
Oh, guys, I can take over somebody's
That's okay. What are you at? Walking through.
Walking through, yeah.
There you go. Happy summer. It's an active scene when you're on the Pedestrian Mall, and this is the part of the show where I did promise some by-election candidates, right? Because there's a by-election coming up, August 22nd, right? Because former Liberal Tom Osborne, the longest-serving MHA in Newfoundland and Labrador's history, retired from politics in July. He held the Waterford Valley seat for 28 years. And given the district is just next door, and I know people are out doing some summer campaigning, I was like, gosh, I'd really like to talk to some of the candidates. So I sent out some emails, and everyone's like, sure, Adam, we can show up. So I guess the first one, come on up here, Jamie Corab. How you doing?
I'm fantastic. Downtown St. John's at the Ped Mall. What could be better?
Yeah, so counselor, former Olympian, and now MHA hopeful. What are you hearing at the doors?
I heard a number of things, and it really depends on where you are, because locally you're hearing a lot about cost of living, and that's right across, whether that be housing, food security, electricity rates. So you're hearing a lot of that, but also hearing a lot of positive things. Maybe because of the weather, but I think a lot of people are saying there are some good things in this province. We've got our challenges, like I said, don't get me wrong, with food security and a lot of those things, but there's a lot of positive things happening as well. So no, it's been great out the doors, I got to say.
So then what are you hearing that needs to change for cost of living, for where we are right now, for livability for folks?
It depends. When you talk to seniors, they'd like some more resources. A lot of their pensions aren't indexed, so what they had 5 years ago isn't getting the same what they've got now. Now, a lot of that is with the federal government, but the province has a role to play. A lot of people with food security, when you used to go to groceries, like I got a bag of apples a couple of days ago at the grocery store, I was floored what I paid for the apples. So, things are out there for grants, working with, our partners like Food First and Al and Josh Me and the great work they're doing. So just, helping people where we can in those areas.
Yeah, I mean, the province could index social security, social assistance to inflation, which is one thing I know that I don't believe it's in the plan for your party right now. Just wonder if you had thoughts on that.
No, not to my knowledge. For our focus, me personally, has been out meeting as many people as I can, because I've got my, for lack of better words, platform of things that I want to do. But the beauty of getting knocking on doors, you get in front of people and talking about healthcare, talking about the paramedics and those things. So, that's the thing that I've been focused on. And for me, mainly, it's, making notes, those mental notes, and then that's the things we'll take back that'll help shape my platform as we move forward.
So for the district, what's the thing that you think you can have the most impact on then?
I think one of the main things that there's two things I think people want in the district. First and foremost, as an MHA, they want someone that's going to be accessible, get them an answer, and call them back. And that's what I've done my 7 years on St. John's City Council. And I think then they want a government that also listens and to provide service, to provide those things. And I think that's one thing the Fury government is doing now, and that's one of the main reasons I chose to run with the Fury provincial government.
Jimmy Corab, thanks a lot. What are you doing for the rest of your day?
I'll be back knocking on doors. I think we're going to be in Shea Heights and Kilbride today, but basically 3 times a day we're knocking on doors and trying to meet as many people as I can.
Thank you for taking time. Appreciate it, sir.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Cheers now. All right, so that's 1 out of 3, right? Where's the next one, Amanda? Right behind me. Excellent. I believe we've got Jesse Wilkins coming up now, PC candidate. It's one of those things, you're down at the Pedestrian Mall, you're looking at your team, there's someone behind you, there's other people running by, they've seen an NDP, the NDP are waving at me. Come on up here, sir. Nice to meet you. I'm Adam Walsh.
Hi, I'm Jesse Wilkins. How you doing?
Why politics?
Well, I've seen a lot over the last 25, 30 years and helping people throughout my career, and I retired in 2020 and decided I wasn't finished helping people and saw the opportunity with the vacancy in St. John's in this Waterford Valley area where I've lived and had a residence, and decided I'm ready to help people.
So former police officer, right?
Both forces, yeah, constabulary and the RCMP.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then when you're knocking on doors, what are people telling you? Because I was just talking to Jamie Corab there. He was mentioning, we're hearing some good stuff about the economy, also stuff about cost of living. What are you hearing?
I'm not hearing much good about the economy. People aren't feeling it in their pocket. Okay. When they go to the supermarket, The dollar doesn't go anywhere near where it used to. You know, so people are really hurting.
So then what can the province do if a dollar, because the province can't really affect inflation really, right? Like, because there's a global thing, possibly national, depending on what economist you talk to. What can a political party or the government provincially do to help people?
We need to start looking at our provincial taxes and the taxes that we have on our people, and to see whether or not we can reduce those taxes to somehow help our people so that they have extra money in their pockets at the end of the day. You know, things like motor registration, things like sugar taxes, things like, you know, the carbon tax is a national issue that we can also have an impact on.
Well, with the carbon tax now, that does help people who are not driving as much, right? That is money in their account, fact.
Well, you know what, for most people, it goes nowhere near what you spend out. I know for me and for most people in middle class, your vehicles nowhere near doesn't match up.
All right, I've had some number crunchers who said not that, but we'll just have to leave that one there. What about when it comes to social assistance and pegging that to inflation? What are your thoughts on that?
We need to actually increase that with inflation, and those numbers need to be looked at yearly.
So what about pegging it?
Well, pegging it?
Yeah, like attaching it to inflation, right? So as inflation goes up, social assistance goes up. Like indexing it, sorry. Yeah. Is that something that, like with your discussion with the PC party, is that something that's been bandied about or what?
Well, I'm new in this party, so there are a lot of issues that we need to discuss, and that is one of them, and I'm hearing that at the doors. So that is something I will bring back to the party for certain. Yeah. And people are on low income. Their dollar, again, is not going where it needs to go, so that needs to go up as well. And that's my personal view on it, and you know, I'll bring that to the party. Okay,
and then same as I asked Mr. Korab there, for yourself, what are you doing for the rest of the day now for campaigning and for the rest of the week?
For the rest of the day, I'll be knocking on doors.
Knocking on doors?
Yeah, meeting people, finding out what the issues are, and looking for their support in the upcoming election. So I want to hear more and more from the people and see what their issues are.
And the responses at the doors, everyone nice and friendly?
Well, everyone's nice and friendly. Most people are saying it's time for change. Yeah. And the present government that's been in there now for a long time, they're not seeing any improvement, so they're ready for change.
Jesse Wilkins, thank you so much for this. Nice meeting you.
And you too. Thank you.
See you, sir. All right, so that's Jesse Wilkins there. You know, I'm just wondering if Mr. Wilkins and Mr. Korab, everyone's knocking on doors. They're hearing some different stuff. So I'm wondering if they're all knocking on the same doors or different ones. Hello, we've got yet another candidate standing behind me here. I'll get you to introduce yourself. I'm Adam Walsh. Nice to meet you.
Adam, it's great to meet you. My name's Nicole Boland.
Nicole, talk to us about what you've been doing before you decided to run for politics.
Yeah, so it all kind of snowballed into each other. So I'm a social worker, and I always work on the ground. So I've done a lot of work with housing, homelessness, addiction, mental health. And it kind of got to the point where we were calling Jim Din's office 2-3 times a week. Like, we need help getting people out of the situations they're in. And they were just always so receptive and always willing to help us. And then suddenly I was on the exec. I was on the provincial exec as the QP labor rep. And this has just been an amazing experience because we're advocating and we're awareness raising. And it's been amazing.
What are you hearing then? Because I keep asking folks what they're hearing at the doors. I've heard from the first two fellows here. What are you hearing at the doors?
Yeah, so cost of living is a big one. Everyone's feeling it. If it's gas, if it's groceries, people are feeling that crunch. Up in Shea Heights specifically, we're hearing some really interesting things because they have such an amazing sense of community there. But they want the supports to keep them safe. So the speed bumps, the safety matting on the playground, walking trails. Another thing we're hearing a lot about is childcare and making that program more accessible so everyone can avail of affordable childcare. And then of course, healthcare. You know, we're in a healthcare crisis and people are crying out for that help and that support.
So what do you think, so you're running for the third party, right?
Yeah.
What kind of a difference can you make as an MHA for a district if you're part of the third party when you're not in government, when you're not passing legislation and in charge of the public purse?
Yes. So two parts to that question. The first part is we are the opposition. We are here to hold the ruling party accountable, to make changes, to come up with creative solutions. But then at the same time, our first and foremost priority is our constituents. And as a social worker, outreach is my bread and butter. I want to be on the ground in the community, helping getting people what they need.
And plans for the rest of the day? Is it knocking on doors as well? That's been the first two answers from everyone.
Knocking on doors, going for little walks. I got a couple phone calls to return. Like I said, the community support has been amazing. I feel so inspired and humbled, especially from the response we're getting from women. This has just been an all-around amazing experience.
Nicole Boland, thank you so much for this.
Thank you so much. Bye.
All right, and good luck to all three candidates running for Tom Osborne's former seat. I'm Adam Walsh. You're listening to The Signal. It is a live out and about show in downtown St. John's on the Pedestrian Mall. We're just outside of O'Brien's, just outside the Healing Tree, across from the Bowring Center, 277 to 281 Water Street. Is there anyone? Let me see who's walking around here for me to talk to. Random. This is always the dangerous. This is always the dangerous part of the show when you're just like, who's here? Anyone want to say hi? We're getting some no's here. Hi, what are you guys doing? You're live on the radio right now. What are you at?
We're from Ontario, so.
Ontario? Where to in Ontario?
Niagara Falls.
Excellent. So what brought you to St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador?
Well, we've never been to Newfoundland, so we decided to come down. Yeah. I got a brother-in-law that's in Newfoundland that lives out in Belle Island, so I said, good time to come and visit him at the same time.
An extra overseas trip to Belle Island.
An extra overseas. I was going to go to St. Pierre-Miquelon, but there was not enough information on the ferry service.
Yeah, so it's you want if you're doing anything like that, you want all the information that you're looking for. Hey, what have you folks been up to since you've been here?
Oh, we've been touring around. We went to Twilling Gate, we went to Bonavista, went up the Signal Hills, Cape Spears. Oh, we've been traveling all the time.
When were you in Twilling Gate? Me and the show, we were just in Twilling Gate last week. So we were there on...
the other day.
Just the other day. What did you think of Twilling Gate?
Twilling Gate is
great wine.
Great.
Yeah. Oh, you went to, was it Ock Winery?
Oh,
Yeah. So you like the wine? Was it blueberry? What kind of wine?
It was the one that was mixed with red. I think it had blueberry and it had rhubarb. And what was the name of it?
Oh, that's nice. Blueberry with rhubarb?
And rhubarb? They were all good.
Bluebarb, that's a good name for it.
Yeah, blueberry.
Yeah.
And then it was an apple something.
Okay.
But anyways, we
But-
me arse.
Oh, the Kiss Me Arse one? That's pretty good. I think I can still say that on the radio. What are you going to say?
and the moose juice.
And the moose juice? It's pretty good. So what's the plan for the rest of today, folks?
The rest of the day, well, we're going to go to a concert on Harborview Park.
Okay, yeah. So what you're going to want to do is just keep going out this road, and you'll keep walking straight essentially, and look to your right. Eventually, you're going to see Harborside Park. It's right across from the War Memorial.
Okay.
Yeah, and it should be there. I think the Deputy Mayor Stuart O'Leary is going to be leading that today because I was asked. So you'll get to see the Deputy Mayor of the city plus a bunch of music, and check out the War Memorial too. There was a refurbishment done this year, and there's actually a tomb of an unknown soldier there, and this from World War I. And we just had for our Memorial Day, that was on Canada Day for the first half of the day, Memorial Day for Newfoundland. So that's on the other side of it. You do want to check that out.
Okay. I was kind of hoping to hear this guy play.
Oh, and stick around. We're going to play some music. Don't go anywhere. So you could the show's on for another few minutes, so we'll have some music. Enjoy it. Thanks for the chat, folks.
Hey, thank you. Have a great day.
No, it's nice. It's I find this type of music is, like I've been saying through the show, right? It's just perfect for the summer. We're just in like when you're embracing summer and just enjoying and having a tune like that just fits just right. Especially with the later afternoon I have planned, which will be on my patio, enjoying the sights and sounds of the of relaxation.
Love it.
Any other thoughts on the song, or what else are you guys up to in the coming weeks?
We actually have a show this coming week on the 15th in Botwood at the Botwood Heritage Centre. So tickets are on sale now. You can also get tickets at the door, but space is limited. So if you want to be sure you get a seat, get those tickets in advance.
So how many people in Botwood for this type of show? How many people do you have capacity for?
Oh, I don't know. I was just told it was limited.
Limited. so folks, Botwood, you're on notice. Get those tickets because they're limited.
That's correct.
I love it. All right, I'll be back in 1 minute for one final chat, and let me move on. So we've been. I do want to thank O'Brien's Music. Thank you for the electricity today.
You're very welcome. The bill is in the mail already.
Yeah, no, of course it is only fair, especially with electricity rates and some of the news around them, I think. Give folks an introduction of yourself and just what's been on the go this summer.
My name is Dave Rowe. I'm the proprietor of O'Brien's Music, and it's been a great summer so far. The Pedestrian Mall has been been great for business, especially because the weather has been solid. And of course it gets folks out, lots of tourists, lots of visitors coming in, but also the great thing about the mall is it gets local people downtown, and that's what downtown needs.
Remind folks a bit of the story of O'Brien's, Dave.
It was started in 1939 by my grandfather, Roy O'Brien Sr., and has always been sort of a cultural center. My grandfather always wanted to encourage local artists, and he was very proud of Newfoundland and its music. And so we try and keep that tradition going. We're a stop on the walking tours of downtown St. John's. The walking tours stop by.
I saw Pierre stop by with it just as we were setting up, right? And like with a crowd from all over.
Yes, exactly. And so I take that as a pretty high compliment that we're a bit of a landmark here for the walking tours, and it's been great. But the highlight of my summer so far was when Emmylou Harris stopped into the store, and I got to meet her and her band when they were here for the folk festival, and I got my photo taken with her, and that was a real highlight for me.
That's really cool.
It is very cool. Yes, exactly.
So, did they like phone ahead, or were you just like, hey, welcome? Emmylou Harris. Oh, hi.
They just wandered in, and they wanted to buy a couple of our T-shirts, and actually it took me a few minutes to clue in to who it was. But thankfully I did recognize her, and before they left, and we had a nice chat, and they were great. It was great. They were trying out a few of the instruments. A couple of our band members were playing the ugly stick, and it was fantastic.
There's an old urban legend of one time when, I have no idea if this is true, so why not say it on the radio? It's an old urban legend when one time when Feist was here back in the day, someone was standing up and they were like talking to this woman next to them. It's like, I'm just waiting for Feist to perform, and this person's like, oh, cool. And then they went up and started to play, and it was Feist. I like to believe that story is true, but it's so nice that you clocked who it was when she came into your store.
Yes, absolutely. I don't know if that's true either, but I actually, when Jimmy Buffett was in many years ago, he was in one day and I didn't recognize him. And he thankfully came in the next day, and I did recognize him, and we had a good laugh about how I didn't recognize him the day before. So I did not repeat that mistake this time with Emmylou.
Thanks again for the electricity for the show today, and happy summer. Thanks a lot, man.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, Pies. Thanks again to O'Brien's. We're going to have one last check. So just around the corner, as I look into the TV camera that John Pike is operating, I always forget that we have on these locations. Just around the corner, we're going to go to Paris for the Paris 2024 Olympic update. So that's coming up in 5 minutes. We've got some different music, not live music to go to get there. But before I do, I need an explainer about this live music.
100%. Well, Nancy's brought a visual demonstration here. This is the vinyl of Nerve, which is a brand new record from me, and it's a fully instrumental album. I would say it's sort of like you got to step out of the camera view there. Yeah.
There we go.
There we go. So it's like sort of film score meets composition, which is something that I've done a lot over the last decade or so as a composer for the screen. So this record is sort of a publicly available version of that, and you can get it at the usual places.
Very vibey, very cool. Highly recommended.
You've got a really good hype person here. This is
That's
vibey,
right.
Cool, highly recommended.
Exactly. The quote from Nancy. So it's for sale through Fred's Records. You can get the vinyl there, as well as the CD, and of course Bandcamp, ianfostermusic.bandcamp.com, and then the usual streaming places as well, Spotify, Apple, all that stuff.
Ian Foster, Nancy Hines, thanks so much for hanging out on the radio with me today. Afternoons, what's the plan now for both of you this afternoon?
Headed to Brigus. I'm doing a residency there with the Landfall Trust through Music and L. So we actually just came in for this show and playing the Blueberry Brigus Festival tomorrow, and I'm continuing my residency through the rest of next week.
What are you
That's it. I'm heading to Brigus with him, play the Blueberry Festival tomorrow as well.
Cool. What's your favorite part about Brigus?
Oh, just Brigus. I mean, honestly, it's like, how do you narrow that down? It's such a beautiful community to walk around and hang out, but the cafe has good blueberry desserts.
And you know what? There's that tunnel that everyone goes through, the Bartlett Tunnel there, and I was just there yesterday with some friends showing them around, and I hadn't read the plaque in a while, and they drilled that by hand. And so I encourage anyone who ever goes there, whenever you're thinking you're having a hard day, just remember they drilled that tunnel by hand. It took 4 months.
We're going to toss a dark patterning now. 30 seconds on that.
Thanks, man. Pleasure.
And describe it. What is it?
Oh, yeah. It's the very first track on the record. And you know what? I'm just going to let the music speak for itself on this one. I hope you enjoy it.
All right, folks, before I toss the dark patterning, that is it for the show this week. Thank you for listening, as always. Highlights from this show will be up on YouTube later today. I'm off next week. The fabulous Bernice Hillier will be in for me. We've got a bunch of children's authors lined up for Monday to talk kids' books and writing kids' books, and then plus your regular gardening and everything else. I'll be back in over a week. Enjoy this sweet spot of the summer, folks. Thanks for listening.